All right, let's jump right in. We are going to tackle a massive question for anyone who wants to create content. Can you actually build a huge YouTube channel without ever showing your face? The answer is a huge yes. And today we're breaking down the exact blueprint for how you can do it. So let's start with the big myth, right? The one that holds so many people back. To make it big on YouTube, you have to be the star. You need the fancy camera, the ring light, the whole setup, all pointed right at you.
Well, you might want to think again. The truth is, some of the absolute biggest, most successful channels on the entire platform are completely faceless. And we're about to pull back the curtain and show you how they do it.
Okay, so let's get into the playbook. If you want to create great content but stay behind the scenes, what are your options? Well, as you're about to see, the world of faceless content is way bigger and more exciting than you probably think. I mean, just look at this list. The possibilities are all over the place. You could make these awesome animated explainers that break down complicated stuff. Or you could lean into the true crime and mystery genre that is just massive, using nothing but your voice and some stock footage to create suspense. You've got whiteboard videos, screen recording tutorials for teaching skills, or you could go a completely different route and build a huge following with lo-fi music channels that just create a vibe. The playbook is wide open. Let's talk about those whiteboard videos for a sec. There's something almost magical about them, right? They just pull you in and make even the most difficult subjects feel super simple and easy to understand. It is an absolute killer format for anything educational.
Or think about the power of just creating a mood. These lo-fi music channels are perfect proof that you don't need a crazy story or flashy editing. A simple, calming animation on a loop, paired with some chill music, can build an incredibly loyal audience that comes back day after day to study or just relax. It's all about the atmosphere.
And hey, for any of you out there with a skill to share, screen recording tutorials are maybe the most direct path to providing value. It's really just a simple 4-step process. First, you plan out what you're going to teach. Then you record your screen as you do it. You add your voice explaining everything clearly, and that's it. You hit publish. It's an amazing way to help people without ever needing to worry about being on camera. But look, having a great video idea is only half the battle. Because if nobody clicks on it, your amazing work just disappears into the YouTube void. So this next section is critical. We're talking about mastering that all-important first impression, the art of the click. If you want to know just how important thumbnails are, look at this number, $10,000. That is what a creator like MrBeast might spend to design and test one single thumbnail. This tells you it's not just a pretty picture, it is a science. So why on earth is it worth that much? Well, this quote from Chris Munch at Amplifier really nails it. See, it's not just about getting a click. It's about getting the right click. If your thumbnail promises one thing and your video delivers another, people will leave instantly. That signals to the YouTube algorithm that your video isn't satisfying, and it will literally stop recommending it to others. A bad thumbnail doesn't just cost you clicks, it can totally kill your channel's momentum. So, let's talk numbers. What should you even be aiming for? This chart shows the typical click-through rates, or CTR. A 1 to 2% CTR is, well, it's below average. 3 to 4% is pretty average. But the top channels, the ones that really take off, they are consistently hitting 5, 10%, or even higher. That is the zone where the algorithm really starts to work for you. So, how do we get into that top tier? How do we make thumbnails that don't just get seen, they get clicked? Let's break down the secrets. First up, color. You have to remember, your thumbnail is in a constant fight for attention on a very busy screen. High contrast colors are your best friend. The research shows these are the combos that pop: red and blue, yellow and purple, orange and teal. And on the flip side, you really want to avoid colors like gray, brown, and muted pastels. They just get lost in the noise. Next up, text. And the rule here could not be more simple. Less is more. Way more. Thumbnails that have just 0 to 3 words crush the ones that are packed with text. I mean, look at the difference here. A long sentence like this is totally unreadable on a phone. But 2 big, bold words like big mistake, now that makes you curious. It's clean, it's punchy, and it works. You know, every single great thumbnail has one thing in common: a crystal clear focal point. Our brains need one single dominant thing to lock onto. It's the visual signpost that screams, hey, this is what the video's about, and it does it in a split second. If a viewer has to squint and try to figure out what your thumbnail is, they're already gone. Now, I know what you might be thinking, but wait, don't thumbnails with human faces always do better? And you're not wrong, they often do. But here's the secret for all you faceless creators. The power isn't actually in the face itself. It's in the emotion that the face conveys. And you can absolutely create that emotion without showing your own face.
And this data right here is fascinating proof. Take a look at what they call the sadness paradox. Sure, happy thumbnails are fine. They get average views. But look at the thumbnails that convey sadness or shock. They get way more views on average. But why? Because strong emotions, especially negative ones, create an intense curiosity gap. We see it and we just have to click to find out what's going on.
Okay, we have covered a ton of ground, from what kind of content you can make to the deep science of a clickable thumbnail. So now, let's pull all of that together into one simple checklist you can use every single time before you publish. So before you hit that publish button, just run down this list. Is there one clear focal point? Is your text minimal and powerful? Do the colors pop with high contrast? Is there an emotional hook that sparks curiosity? Does it honestly represent what's in your video? And maybe most important of all, is it clear and readable on a tiny phone screen? If you can say yes to all of these, you are giving your video the best possible chance to succeed. So there you have it. The blueprint is right here. You've got the ideas for content, you've got the strategy for making people click. You do not need to be on camera to share your passion or your knowledge with the world. Your ideas are valuable. So the only real question left is, what story are you going to tell first?